Hello, I am Tuppence Stick. This is a small update on farming following the co-op update. Firstly, none of the basic mechanics of farming have changed, so the information in my original videos on farming and the farming shed are still accurate with their information. I do have a little more information on the mechanics of the farming. I also have updated information on harvest yields, which have not changed very much. There have been some changes to the yield from processing grains, flaxes and poppies in the barn, and I will cover that information. The information that I'm going to talk to you about now is provided by the developers of the game. Firstly, which field next? When we say farmers go to the next nearest field that needs working on, how is this calculated? This is calculated by the distance from the farm shed to the centre of the field. It's as simple as that. Next, we will talk about tool usage. You will use 1 durability of a hoe per plot to make a field initially. Then, each time a field is planted, you will use 1 durability of a bag or simple bag for fertilising, then 1 durability of a hoe per plot to plough it, then 1 more durability of a bag for seeding per plot. Harvesting that is done by hand, for example vegetables, do not require any tool. Harvesting that requires a sickle or scythe, however, will use 4 durability of the tool per plot. Each plot actually consists of 4 plants. This is best demonstrated with a cabbage plot. Here you can clearly see the 4 plant sections on the one plot. When it comes to harvest yields, each of the four plants on a single plot may have a different yield at the time of harvesting. Using the cabbage plant as an example, or the cabbage plot as an example, each plant will yield between 1 and 3 cabbages and 0 or 1 seed. So for the full plot, the harvest will be between 4 and 12 cabbages and between 0 and 4 seeds. Now we will talk about the minimum and maximum harvest yields that can be achieved for everything that you can harvest. There are minimums and maximums, but most harvests will actually be somewhere between those two figures. For vegetables, all vegetables have a minimum harvest of 4 and a maximum of either 12 or 16 depending on the vegetable. From each vegetable plot you will have a maximum of 4 seeds per plot. For orchards, all orchard crops also have minimum and maximum yields, and they differ for each orchard type. Apples, you get between 15 and 20 apples per tree. For pears, it's between 20 and 30 per tree. Plums, which I have some over there, are between 30 and 40 per tree. Cherries, these have already been harvested, are between 20 and 40 per tree. And hops are between 14 and 24. Grains and flaxes and poppies. Harvest-wise, all of these yield a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 8 per plot. The main difference with these now comes when you process them in the barn. This is best shown on the threshing floor. You now thresh wheat, oat and rye in batches of 7, either on the threshing floor as a player or by setting it up in your production for the barn. When you thresh 7 wheat, you get 10 wheat grains and 7 straw. With either oat or rye, you get 14 grains and 7 straw. When you do flax, you get 1 flax seed and 2 flax stalks. When it comes to poppies, at the workbench, you process them one at a time and you get 2 poppy seeds per poppy. So that covers the minimum and maximums and how processing some items has changed. To To check how the changes to harvests have perhaps affected the actual average yields, I have rerun a test save recording yields over a 10-year period. This was for this save, 100 plots of each farm crop and 10 plots of each orchard crop. Overall, the results show that usual yields annually are around the midpoint between the minimum and maximum values I've already given. They also do not differ hugely from my previous test. I have put that all in a sheet that we'll be displaying. You are free to look at that if it will help you. It will also go up in the Discords for the developer and for the publisher. On that point, that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to do so down below. Thank you and goodbye.